Hello, how are we all doing? Ready for some stream? Here we are. The suspense I imagine must be killing everyone. What kind of wine have we got? And in fact, the wine today is a bit special. The wine today comes courtesy of Sophie from Curio, gave it to me as a wee birthday present, so that's lovely. Here we are. Some frozen grapes. Because it can cool down your wine without diluting it. As we all know on this channel, we're all big fans of diluting our wine with frozen grapes, so that we of chilling our wine with frozen grapes so that we don't dilute it. It's an important life advice that we should all come to share. So yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Filmed a video today, filmed the next video earlier today, and it's that's should be out for patrons hopefully this weekend, and for everyone else should be next week, so all good. It's enough dilly-dallying. Am I okay? I'm okay, yeah. Do I not look okay? I went for a swim earlier, so my hair's all chlorine-y, and I'm a little bit stiff because it's been a while since I've been swimming. But if I don't look healthy, I'm fine. Chlorine. Cheers to the frozen grape wine. It's been so hot. I've actually been very much enjoying the heat. Thank you, Eli. I've been enjoying the heat. I wonder about why the grapes in this other wine. Yeah, I've been working out on the balcony outside for the past few days because it's been so lovely and warm. But I don't do well in the heat, so this is therapeutic for me. Oh wow, that is absolutely cheers. That is absolutely lovely wine. Everyone compliment Sophie on their lovely tasting wine. And by the way, if anyone there's going to be a charity stream raising money for trans kids this weekend from Friday until Sunday, featuring Sophie, Bad Bunny, and a few others. I'm going to be popping in and out on the Friday and the Saturday when I have time, so people should pop around to that, because transphobia is running rampant, and yeah, we as little as we can do is helpful for people. So that's this weekend if people are up for it. Go to Red. What's it called? The Red. What's their collective called? 1 second, I'll get that up. Yeah, Red Planet stream from the 20th to the 22nd. 4 channels, 3 days, 3 funds to help trans kids in the US and the UK. So yeah, join that at some point over the weekend and give if you can. I know it's a difficult time for everyone because of the fucking cost of living crisis and some of the shit that we'll be talking about in the next video as well. But you know, if you've got anything spare, I'm sure it'll be helpful to someone. And now with drinking. God, that really is lovely wine. Thank you, Sophie. That is really lovely wine. I've been recommending you to Revolutionary Blackout Network peeps. That's really cool. Thank you, Solgato. How is everyone today as well? I saw tinfoil paint. You're a sweaty mess. Yeah, I've had to. I'm actually just gonna close my window. Just noticed it's open. I live near an airport, next to an airport, so gotta close that window while we're streaming. yeah, how is everyone? How are we dealing with this? Anyone in the UK dealing with this? What I'm calling a heat wave, because anything above 21 degrees is, by my accounts, outrageously hot. So I'm counting this 3 days of above 21 degrees as a heat wave. And I've made a sweaty mess. Thank God the swimming pool's open again. My local pool had been closed for like a month. I hadn't been swimming since I had COVID like a month ago. It's been a nightmare. Nemo's Semiotic recently shared and rewatched your left-wing white supremacy vid. I use your videos as I don't have the energy to engage with this terrible person right now. Honestly, I do the same. If someone is, I don't really argue with people online anymore because it's a waste of time. If it's someone who's just been like talking about something I've talked in a video, I sometimes just post a full video at them because, you know, there's the argument. You can respond to it if you want. Our office work in the sun is the worst. Especially, a place I used to work. One summer, it was the hottest summer on record in Glasgow. Place had absolutely no aircon or anything, and it was just horrendous. I was a mess the whole summer. I'd be happy with year-round snow if there were sunny days too. I do like snow, but I think the perfect temperature for me is around like 18 to 20 degrees. 18, maybe 21 if I'm looking for a hot day. Anything more than that and I get too hot. I do like a cold day. I do like the snow. A month of work in France. Bonjour. Bonjour for France. Can I swallow one of those grapes? They're big grapes. Not whole, and they're still frozen. Firmly team 18 degrees with a nice breeze. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds perfect. Yeah. May often does have that nice sort of weather, especially in Scotland. I'm not gonna swallow a whole grape. Are you insane? I like a grape, but I'm not swallowing a whole frozen grape. 27 Celsius. That's too hot. That's uncomfortable heat. Oh man, look at my hair stick right up. That's the chlorine. Chlorine hair. Only cowards don't swallow whole grapes. I will not be peer pressured by chat. I will not be peer pressured by chat to swallow a whole grape. If I get to the end of the glass and the mood strikes me and I am encouraged somehow that is not poor, then I might, but I will not be peer pressured by you. If I choose to swallow a grape, it will be my choice, not yours. Humid and sticky is bad. Chat, I am not going to swallow this grape. I'm not gonna lie, I might swallow a grape, but if I swallow a grape, it will be because I want to, not because you've told me to. I'm certainly not swallowing one right now, because right now what the grape is doing is chilling the wine without diluting it. Because unlike an ice cube, when that melts, it dilutes the wine and it ruins the flavour, but a grape, ooh, when that defrosts, it doesn't melt, so it doesn't influence the flavour of the wine, so you can actually chill the wine without diluting it. And I'm sure we'll bring this up several more times during this stream. Tinfoil Pan, have I considered the fact I run a YouTube channel and doing a PhD. I am a nerd. I am aware I'm a nerd. Have you met anyone who's more of a nerd than me? Accusations of me being a nerd aren't gonna get you anywhere, man. Drink the wine faster. My god, you people are desperate for me to swallow grapes. Is this a kink thing? I mean, not to yuck anyone's yum, but like, the desperation for me to swallow this grape. Oh my god. People are desperate for me to swallow grapes. This stream has degenerated quicker than any I've ever been on. Just the presence of grapes that are frozen in my wine glass. This is outrageous. I didn't realise that grapes would send you all frothing at the mouth into such a wild panic. I might swallow a grape, okay? Not at some point. Turn off, grape swallow. Jesus Christ. Lucky y'all can't see how the shorts I'm wearing are quite short, or else you'd all be like going and you'd smash your laptops through your windows in a frenzy of grape swallowing joy. Oh my god. I actually don't know how to deal with this. I'm not chilling red wine. Come on, I have limited standards, but you know I know it's the white wine that you're meant to chill. OnlyFans, but it's just grapes. My God, people. Is it the heat that's getting to y'all? Have you just got like a hot flash and you've just become grape fiends? A stream I attend regularly starts rioting when Heinz beans aren't present. That's fair. Heinz beans are good. Yeah, they're green grapes. Of course they're green grapes. It's white wine. I do have some red grapes in there if you want to like switch things up a bit later on, but it's green grapes. The grapes are big, but they look bigger than they are because of the shape of the glass. They're not quite that big. I definitely couldn't swallow anything that big. That was not a good choice of words. I might just play the guitar for a little bit. I think you've just cultivated an audience that will gladly riot for the presence of either grapes or cats. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the sort of audience that we've cultivated. Dios and Vaughn, that's almost, I would block you for that, because even mentioning olives are disgusting. Fake ass grapes. I hate olives. I've tried so many times to like them, but every time it's like, what the fuck is this? This fucking fake ass grape. I do have a Discord that I'm not great at hanging about in. It's if you're a $5 patron, you get into the Discord. Olives are bad. Anyone can fight me on that. I'm gonna say olives are bad, and I'm gonna fucking play on this song for a bit, and hope you lot calm down a bit. Fan yourselves at the concept of swallowing grapes. Have we all calmed down a bit? Have we, we're all fine now, right? We're not all gonna lose our minds in just 1 second about olives or grapes. Is there anything that anyone wants to talk about tonight? Never calm, never fine. Anyone wants to talk about tonight that is not about me swallowing grapes? You should be revising for your final exams. You got 2 hours to spare. You can chill out on stream and bully a middle-sized YouTuber with grape threats for a couple of hours. Yeah, I will always aid some procrastination. I really like the summery vibes of this track, so I'm just keeping it going for a little bit. This has got some good, like, hanging out and drinking white wine on a balcony in a park vibes, and I'm fine with it. How do I feel about the Boris government cutting corporate tax to help with living costs? I think it's obvious horseshit. I've not swallowed one yet. Come on. I've not swallowed a grape yet. We're talking about Boris Johnson briefly. Yeah, it's horseshit, isn't it? Like, that's not going to help with the cost of living crisis. Film rants. Have I seen any mad films? I've not spoken to you guys yet since I saw the film, the best film I've ever seen in my life, which is called Love on the Leash. Has anyone heard of this film, Love on the Leash? Because it's the best film I've ever seen. I'm not sorry, Annabelle. I'm not sure what that comment means. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not as good as Chicken Run. It's not as good as Chicken Run, sort of politically. But in pure entertainment value, Love on the Leash is incredible. For anyone who doesn't know, anyone who's not seen this, it's like The Room. It's like a spiritual successor to The Room. And it was made by this Chinese lady who scammed a bunch of Chinese churches into funding it, thinking it was like a Christian movie, and then produced this weird, like, fucking love story that's kind of like Princess and the Toad, like sort of vibes, but is utterly bizarre. One of the fun things about it is that it has no music because they couldn't license any music for it, so the whole movie is completely silent in terms of like background music, and also they have to cut. They don't know how to do transitions, so they just cut to these random ducks anytime they're transitioning places. Sometimes, like, within the same scene, they'll cut to footage of ducks and then return to the same scene. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's utterly bizarre. So basically this movie starts off with... this dog... and it's running around, and you hear the dog's internal monologue, and it's like, hey, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, and I'm running around. I got to find myself a lady. I need to be in love, so I'm no longer a dog anymore. And it's like exactly in that kind of tone of voice, and like. At one point, like, a guy comes up to the dog and he goes, "Leave me alone, guy. I'm not gay." And it's like, what the fuck is happening? Already, you're just like, what the fuck is happening? And then things like there's a part where like a lady says, "I'm looking for a rich man," and the dog's internal monologue goes, he goes, I'm rich. I have a house in Switzerland. And you're just sort of fucking going around, wandering around this movie with this dog for a while. The dog, by the way, is voiced by a guy who was the original Shrek in Shrek the Musical. And he just randomly did this shit, and he's incredibly funny about it. It's a great. There's an interview with him on YouTube as well, which is just wonderful. The whole movie, by the way, Love on the Leash, is on YouTube, and I'd recommend after this stream going watching Love on the Leash because it's fucking perfect. It's absolutely perfect. The main character, the main like love interest, the woman character, is always dressed in green, and everything in her house is green because green is the color of sexual frustration. No, sorry. Green is the color of horniness. The sexual frustration, she's also made up in all these pimples and stuff because the director thought that you got pimples if you were sexually frustrated. So this poor actress is made up with all these like fake pimples, and she finds the dog, and the dog pretends to be injured to get in with her into the house, and it's like and proceeds to live with her in the house for a while, and this mad like dog narration is going on. At one point, the best line of any movie I've ever heard, the best line I've ever heard, the woman says to the dog, "We've got to think of a name for you," and the dog goes, "I already have a name," and she goes, "What about Prince?" And he goes, "I have a name, it's Alvin Flange." My name is Alvin Flange, and just everything about it, the comedic timing is fucking on point. It's perfect. And then at one point, like halfway through the movie, or not even halfway through, like a third of the way through the movie, the dog turns into a human. And what's wild is that the dog and the human personality have no correlation to each other. Like, the dog personality is this horrible bastard that's like calling the woman a pizza face and like using her to become human or something. It's just the utterly horrible character. And the man is just like this sort of boring himbo. That's also kind of weirdly creepy. So he turns into a man, and but only at night time. So during the day he's also a dog, and there's all these sort of hijinks going on with the dog being a human, and they keep doing all this sort of ridiculous shit. And to compress what is a plot-filled affair, there's a lot of plot going on. Near the end of the film, for some reason, she decides, "Oh, what if I take you out during the day, but it's cloudy?" Don't know why they thought this would be a good idea. So they take her out to this big business meeting with her boss or something, on a cloudy day, and then the sun comes out and he turns into a dog, and the woman and someone shouts, "Oh my god, this guy turns into a dog!" And the woman goes, "No, Prince," because she named him Prince. He didn't tell her his name when he became a human. He just kept with the name she named him as a dog, which isn't Alvin Flange. Alvin Flange is the name the dog said, but he's also called Prince, because the woman named him Prince. So she shouts Prince, and then she runs straight into the pool, and she can't swim for some reason. So the dog jumps into the pool to like swim her out, but the dog personality comes out again, and he jumps into the river shouting, "I'm Alvin Flange! I'll rescue you, you pizza-faced fuck arsehole," or something like that. And it's amazing. It's heart-rendingly beautiful. Anyway, it ends weirdly as well. I'm not going to spoil it because it's you should enjoy the journey of this movie yourselves, because it is fucking incredible. Genuinely, it's like The Room. I've not experienced anything like this since the first time I saw The Room, and it's fucking brilliant. Everything about it is fucking brilliant. Oh, Silver Samaritan. I love saying Alvin Flange. What a name! Who comes up with that? Oh, my name's Alvin Flange? What artist came up with that name? I'll tell you what artist came up with that name. The guy who played Shrek in the original Shrek musical. He came up with the name Alvin Flange on the spot. Apparently he was paid for this movie, not in money, but in mangoes and wontons, which is incredible, which is amazing. It is everything about it is amazing, and it's a beautiful a personal story as well, because the woman who plays the main two actors, the woman and the man, not the woman and the dog. The dog doesn't get married, but the woman and the man get married, and they did quit acting, which is probably not great, but they did get married, which is nice. So that's. Oh, Eli, I think there still is a Shrek musical. I think it's still running. Yeah, they got married in real life. It's nice. No, and in the movie, but also, well, maybe in the movie. I'm not actually sure. Is that clear? No, they do get married in the movie as well. But in real life, they get married. I'd say Alvin Flange if it meant. I say Alvin Flange. I since I saw that movie like a week and a half ago, I've just been saying Alvin Flange to myself over and over again. I've just been going. I'm walking around the flat going, I'm Alvin Flange. Alvin Flange. Shrek the musical is not running, thankfully, either in London or in New York. That's a shame. So anyway, that's the best film I've seen recently. Oh, it's just so good to say Alvin Flange. It just has a nice. It just feels nice to say. It's just a nice feeling word. It sort of falls out your mouth. It's like, have you ever accidentally eaten soup that's too hot and you've had to let it fall out your mouth into the bowl? Sorry, folks. That's what Alvin Flange is like. It's like Alvin Flange. Alvin Flange. Oh god, it's so good. Anyway, everyone should watch that. It's on YouTube. Love on the Leash. One more time for the people who didn't hear. Love on the Leash on YouTube. It is 90 minutes long, but it feels longer. I've read some of Philip Moravsky's work on neoliberalism. Yes, I believe that's the last thing of Philip Moravsky's I've read was the one edited volume he did with Quinn Slobodian, which I enjoyed. I thought was really good. It's been a while since I read it, so I don't have much more in depth to say about it. But I thought it was nice to get the sort of institutional level of neoliberalism. Both Alvin and Flange are great words individually and together. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Alvin Flange. And it's just great that the dog says it. I've watched the trailer and the dog man situation looks like how people intuitively think Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are Mr. Nice Guy and total dick dude, but without them having consistent personality. Yeah, I get that. I feel like the director was aiming for a sort of princess and the toad kind of thing, like kiss the prince and he becomes a man thing. But Jekyll and Hyde fits better, especially with Alvin Flange, who's a real dickhead. But Prince is a lovely himbo. Alvin Flange, dickhead. No, it's a real dog. The dog isn't animated. The dog is an actor himself. I don't know what the dog's real name is, but it's a real dog that does tricks. I don't know. It doesn't really do tricks, I suppose. He just sort of wanders around, and thinks horrible things about the woman he's trying to fall in love with. And the thing is, he's a lovely, lovely dog. It's like a beautiful golden retriever. And it just has this awful. His real name is Alvin Flange. Yeah, his real name is Alvin Flange. God, it's so good. Everyone should watch it. David Lindsay Abrera and Gian Tessori, who wrote the Shrek musical, are bringing a musical based on his play Kimberly akimbo to Broadway very soon. Good for them. If it's got Alvin Flange in it, I might buy tickets. Aside from that, Prince Prince in the Streets, but Alvin Flange in the Streets. That is absolutely right. That's what I always say. That's the only big sort of movie I've seen recently. Big movie. That's the only movie I've seen recently that is worth talking about, I think. Yeah, not really else. I saw I did see Doctor Strange and I thought it was alright. Not much to say about it. It was fine. So Kimberly wields dual guns to defeat her enemies. So the grapes aren't frozen anymore. Yeah, I want to watch everywhere. I'm going to try and go and see everything everywhere all at once this weekend because absolutely everyone has been saying it's fantastic. We'll get to the grapes in a minute. Oh my god, you people. What if I throw it up in the air and catch it in my mouth? Someone owes me something. I don't know who. Fuck! Missed! I'll try it again. Bounced off my teeth. Number 2. Three. Eli, I have always been a jester for your sick entertainment. That's what I do. I'm a fucking YouTuber. Oh my god, you want me to swallow? This is the biggest one. Fuck it, if I swallow this whole. Alright, fuckers, let's try it. It might be too big. It might actually be too big of a hole. If I die on stream. It's too big. I couldn't do it. It was too big. It's too big a grape. I went to swallow it and I was like, this is bad. We'll see next round. Next round if you're lucky. Let me just pop out and get some more. I'm just gonna pop out and get some more frozen grapes. Yeah, that was a bad idea. There's a small one. One of these is probably small enough to swallow whole. Oh, Christ. Sorry, we got a burp there. One of these is small enough to swallow whole, so if you're all lucky, you keep tuned in, you might get a... I might toss it in my mouth and swallow it all. To be fair, I did catch them in my mouth like a fucking trained seal, so you're getting your time's worth. Alright, let's half frozen booze soaked fruit is good. I remember in my first year of university we made a vodka melon, and it was good for the night that we made it, but then it sat on our counter in our student halls for 4 months, a long time, and by the end of the year when we went to clean it up, someone touched it and it disintegrated like fucking Spider-Man after Thanos had snapped. It was just like disintegrated into dust and flew away like starlight. It was gross. How's the cat? The cat is all right. We've been getting him a bit of exercise because he's not the he's not solid. I was up house sitting my parents the other for like 2 weeks there, and my parents' cat poor thing had a cone on his neck for the whole time, and because he'd been in a fight and had to get some of his tail amputated, so he was in a bad way. But he's fucking solid compared to the grey prince that is this cat. Is a soft little prince. My parents' cat would eat him for breakfast. Yeah, he's not a polite little man. He's a dickhead, but he's very cute. That's right, Aga Ghost. Now I'm part melon now. Right, we're gonna do another song. I feel like switching up the music a bit, and we've got to give the wine time to chill with the frozen grapes in it, because as you know, if you put frozen grapes in your wine, it chills the wine without diluting it. Unlike ice cubes, which chills the wine, but as the ice cubes melt, it does dilute it. With frozen grapes, it doesn't dilute it. But while we're waiting for that to happen, let's make another song. that went a different direction than I thought it was going to go. Wouldn't be very nice to sit and chat to that. So we'll make something else that's nice and chill. Nice and chill, and we'll get back to chatting. There we go. That's some kind of nice, some chill stuff. What's been going on in the chat, man? I don't know who Mike McCready is, the Silver Samaritan, so don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. But the wine's chill now. Oh, oranges are not the only fruit is one of the is extremely good, by the way. It's so good. That's one of my favourite ever books. For my advanced higher English, I did a comparison of a book club. That's much more. This is much nicer than what it was earlier, which was just me being bullied about grapes. So fucking book club. We're in culture territory now. You're taking chat from grape fiend to culture. So give yourself a pat on the back. Pearl Jam. I like Pearl Jam. Yeah, Pearl Jam are good. What was I saying? Oh, I did my advanced higher English as a comparison between Ian Banks's book Wit, Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit, and Barbara Kingsolver's The Poisonwood Bible, which is one of my favourite ever books. And I did a sort of literary comparison between the depiction of extreme religiosity and how it affected female subjects of the book, because all of them were Wit was about a Scottish cult in which one of the female protagonists sort of leaves and discovers new life. Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit is obviously about discovering sexuality within quite a heavy-handed religious family in the north of England, and The Poisonwood Bible is about a group of a family of missionaries who go to the Congo during the times between the decolonization, and it follows the points of view of all of the female members of the family, the mother and the I think it's 4 daughters, not notably excluding the patriarch of the family, and it's also fucking brilliant. And Kingsolver's another good book by Barbara Kingsolver is The Lacuna, which follows a half indigenous American Mexican boy as he moves from America back to Mexico with his indigenous mother, and follows in with Frida Kahlo and Trotsky, and sort of emerges and follows his movement among what was the one about religion and sexuality in Northern England? Orange is not the only fruit. It's really good. But Jeanette Winterson, well worth a read. The Lacuna follows this boy's life through meeting Frida Kahlo and Trotsky, and then becoming a writer in the US during the McCarthy witch trials, and all that is really good as well. Barbara Kingsolver's such a good writer. Great books all round. The classic Northern English orange. I mean, we've grown oranges. My mum had an orange tree. I've not had a chance to read much fiction in so long, just because like I spend all my time reading. That the last thing I want to do when I'm trying to relax is read. So I've not read fiction in ages. But I tend to be, Did anyone read that Ash Sarkar or see the screenshots of that Ash Sarkar piece in GQ the other day, which was talking about like why men don't like literary fiction, and which she listed like China Melville and like her boyfriend's bookshelf as being all China Melville and Ursula Le Guin, and I was like looking over to mine like, seems like I'm a type of guy, because that is what my entire fiction, all the fiction on my shelf is literally just Ursula Le Guin and China Melville right now, with a bit of James Baldwin thrown in there, but also like what she was like, my boyfriend was interested in sci-fi and China Melville and Ursula Le Guin, not interested in probing the human heart, and everyone's just like, I'm very happy putting up with men being weird in many ways. That doesn't bother me. But don't come for Le Guin like that. Le Guin's, and Melville for that matter, are all about probing the recesses of the human heart. That's like the whole shtick of what they do. Everyone should read more Ursula Le Guin, because Ursula Le Guin is fucking fantastic. I do need to read more fiction. It's the last thing I want to do when I'm done with a day's work. Yeah, I mean that's what the whole point of science fiction is, to like take an unfamiliar setting and expose the things about modern human condition through the unfamiliar setting. And arguably, in a way, that's what things like Jane Austen being read in this sort of setting does as well, because the setting of Jane Austen is as alien to us now as like any sci-fi is, so you're kind of, any reading that you have of that now is going to be abstracted away in a similar way to any sort of sci-fi, I reckon. So it's a weird sort of distinction to make. I don't know. It seemed like it was an odd point to make in an article, which could be like, why men not read though? Why men read Churchill biographies though? Why that men thing? Just seemed like an odd point to make. Next time I've got some time away from work, I will need to catch up on some fiction, I reckon. Get some interesting stuff to read. Our approach to worldbuilding is rooted in pretty solid anthropology. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was her dad was her dad was an anthropology professor, or she was an anthropologist? I can't remember which. I feel like people really put down sci-fi and horror and fantasy for some reason, but those genres are like can really push boundaries of the imagination and peer into the human heart. Yeah, I think so as well. I think you get that similar thing in film as well, where horror gets sort of, I mean, there's been a pushback, I think, recently with horror because of some really good horror films and things like Jordan Peele and stuff pushing that back in the mainstream, but like there's historically been a kind of snobbery about horror and sci-fi as being not serious genres that it has to be all about. Like, things like fucking Jane Austen gets viewed as being, or Charles Dickens gets viewed as being serious by comparison to modern sci-fi or horror or whatever, despite the fact that Dickens particularly at that time was just comics. Like, it was the soap opera of his day, as flat and unrewarding as such comparisons are, but like it's a weird sort of elitism. Blade Runner 2049, you may not be the main character, but by helping others you can find value in yourself. Great sci-fi movie, if a bit devoid of women and characters of colour. Yeah, I agree, Blade Runner 2049 is a fantastic movie. It's so good. What's going on? Our dad was a pretty famous anthropologist, built buildings named after him in Berkeley. Oh yeah. I don't think Dickens is crap. I think Dickens is. I mean, it's not flawless, obviously, but Dickens, there's things that Dickens does that are extremely good. Like, when you're reading a Dickens novel, it takes like 2 lines of description of a character, and you know who that character is, and that's like incredible writing, right? That's incredible character display and character building. I like Dickens. I like a bit of Dickens now and then. He's like funny and interesting, and it's like, and the characters are well drawn and animated. Like I enjoy Dickens. I think he's good. The Muppets Christmas Carol is one of my genuinely one of my favourite films ever. Firm agree. Best Dickens adaptation by far. David Copperfield, the Armando Iannucci one, is second, but by a distance, because The Muppets Christmas Carol is fucking fantastic. Didn't expect to get into book chat today, given the start of this chat was so rowdy, but I'm enjoying it. More Muppet adaptations, yeah. Sorry, what? Angela sadly passed away today. Wow, that is sad. Oh man, that guy was a great composer. I just had to Google that there just to check. That is really sad. Let's try and get on some good vibes, because that's made me sad. I'm gonna cheer up the music a bit, because I've made myself sad learning about that death. That cheered me up a bit. How are your cats being weird? Are they in a good weird? Licking the air conditioner windowsill with some urgency. That sounds like cat behavior. Think of historical costume sewing, it will cheer you right up. I don't know much about it. A friend of mine knows a lot about historical costume sewing. I know nothing about historical costume sewing. Who's read it? Whose books have you got a general feeling of dread about? Oh, I thought of another film take. So, recently I watched, like the other day I watched Doctor Sleep, and it was all right. Doctor Sleep, as much as any movie can, like, I wouldn't want to direct a movie that is a sequel to The Shining, because that's fucking what a challenge that would be. Like, Jesus. And there are some obvious problems with, like, the source material itself. Like, for example, that the villains are journeying around in caravans, magic people who journey around in caravans. One of them wears a magic, like a top hat. They're obviously coded as GRT, and they're the villains. That's very bad. That's an obvious problem with the source material that they couldn't find a way to overcome, or they didn't want to overcome, or whatever. That struck me as bad. But aside from that, like, there was lots to enjoy about the movie, and Ewan McGregor's great. I'm excited about the Obi-Wan stuff, because I'm easy to please. But there was a scene in that movie where Ewan McGregor meets his dad, meets Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining as a ghost, and Jack Nicholson's like, "You're a whiskey guy, aren't you? Well, why don't you try this? It's real delicious whiskey." And then he fucking pours him a straight JD. Like, I don't care, like, how bad you are down. Few people are tempted by a straight JD. Like, he didn't even say, could you put some coke in that to cover the stench of the JD? Just, like, poured him a straight ass fucking Jack Daniels. And said it was, as a whiskey guy, he would like a straight Jack Daniels. Like, and Ewan McGregor's character's not like, what the fuck are you doing? This is JD. If you're gonna tempt me with something nicer, not with the world's cheapest, shittest bourbon. Nothing says, yeah, that's right. Nothing says a fine whiskey like JD, like a £13 bottle of JD. Maybe if you're lucky, it's that JD fucking honey blend JD that somehow tastes even worse. I like, so whiskey cultures. I mean, fucking Talister's been around since the 19th century. Bad stuff. And this is set in 2011, I think, or maybe set in 2020. Still, just like, fucking hell. I saw that scene and I was like, that ghost would not be getting me tempted. And I was like, I'm not above drinking Jack Daniels. I've done it before, very recently. It's just like, nobody invokes like good whiskey and then say, like, if I went up to a whiskey bar and was like, hey,
I'm in the rare position of having some money to buy some whiskey. Because he's from the 70s. Yeah, I guess so. But still, I think even within the film, it's like, I think in The Shining, Jack Daniels is supposed to be Jack Nicholson's drink. So it makes sense within the context of the film, I think. It's just like, from watching it from the outside, you're just sitting there going, you really gonna try that? You know, really gonna try that? My only knowledge of the alcohol is the wine of the streams. Wow. You have some strong knowledge of often cheap wine. This wine though, it's not cheap. This is nice wine. And you also know how to keep it cool. And I don't know if anyone's heard about this, but if you want to keep wine cool, what you do is freeze some grapes and then put it in, because unlike ice, which when they melt in your wine will dilute the wine and change the flavour, with grapes, once they defrost, they don't change the flavour of the wine, so it's like a really nice wee thing to do. Straight advice from me to you. Alright. Who wants to see me try and swallow a grape whole? What wine am I drinking tonight? The wine that I'm drinking tonight comes courtesy of Sophie from Mars, from Curio, as a gift to me. Yes, and I'm just about to swallow some grapes whole. It's I don't know how to pronounce this type of wine. It was a gift and it's very lovely. It's CU Chud Valerio Denominazione di Origin Proetia Oris. It's white wine and it tastes nice and it's 13%. And what more can you ask for? Alright, let's swallow some grapes. The things I'd do for you people. Oh, Birdie, we're far beyond eating normal at this point. This is what chat has made me. I feel like I can probably swallow this one. I feel like this is doable. I missed. Missed again. Did it better the first time. Done. Swallowed. Are we happy now? Are we happy for a stream called Chilling with Some Wine and Swallowing Whole Grapes? Yeah. Oh, Sinan, it was bad. Yeah, no, it wasn't good. This wasn't good. None of this is good. This is what I've become. This is what I've been reduced to. I'm a fucking jester for the people. Swallowing some grapes whole. I'm eating the rest of normal. To be honest, I'm not yet subject to my chat to be eating chicken wings. Do it, man. They might end up getting weird and pervy about it. By the way, tomorrow night I'm going to be on Sinan's stream playing some D&D. So follow Sinan for that. SK the Crusader on Twitch. My character is called Ego Fantastique and he's a wanker. Sinan, do tell.
do tell, I will catch up in a second because I'm going to get some more frozen grapes.
A cleric who doesn't heal people. That's a classic of the genre, isn't it? Oh. My mic stand just did a weird thing. Oh, D&D is very fun, Critical Revolt. So now I'm going to be doing an accent as well. Don't worry. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. My character's basically like if Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride was more scummy. That's basically the sort of idea of that character. He's a multi-class bard and fighter. Not bards, sorry. Rogue and fighter. Bard is a class I've never really felt like I've ever wanted to do. In my game with like Xander and We're in Hell and all that, I play a barbarian, and that's quite fun. But I kind of like the fun. I'd be interested in playing like a sorcerer or a wizard sometime, just for the sort of fun of that. But bards are just never. I've never thought it seemed much fun. In clerics, I guess clerics could be quite fun, and you get some good spells. But I've never wanted to do a bard. I put my first game I ever played with D&D. It was like, the Doctor Who talk. Yeah, we can talk about Doctor Who. I mean, there's some rare good news from Doctor Who. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, multi-classing as a rogue. Yeah, I get. Yeah, so it's a good. It was a good shout. Rogue and fighter is that. I've got some broken stats there. They're exciting. Interesting. I did think it was quite funny. I deliberately kept my intelligence and wisdom low, which isn't particularly helpful for a rogue, but I just thought would be funny. So we're doing that. Yeah, I my first ever game was a game I played. I played a character called Sean Henry Reck, who was Shrek. I played Shrek in my first game, and I was playing with a guy who was a bard, and he'd done the thing of being a bard who was like a comedian, and it was just not funny, and it was so painful. I felt really bad for him. He kept making these jokes and they just were bad. And it's like, I feel like if you're a bard, you've got that pressure on you to perform a bit. Whereas like when I'm playing Joe Bogan, my barbarian sweetheart, I can just be a sweetheart and it's great fun. I'm just like a big sweetheart and everybody loves it. And you don't have to perform anything, you just have to be nice. And Ego Fantastic will be fun to play, I think. I have the Rogue Bard combo, so I'm min-max at Hardball, so they play against each other. Also, the first time I did that, our party was a touring bardic group. That does sound fun. John equals Shrek equals Alvin Flange. Sinan, you might have missed the Alvin Flange chat.
But if you've not seen it, you should watch Love on the Leash, the greatest thing ever put to film aside from maybe Chicken Run, in which a dog named Alvin Flange seduces a woman. It's beautiful. It's truly beautiful. I feel like a wizard. I think the fun thing about doing like a wizard or a sorcerer is you get to do cool shit. I wouldn't want to do a warlock. Warlock seems kind of limited. I wouldn't want. Oh, hey Trudy, what's up? Everyone say hi to Trudy. Trudy's one of my friends from the real world, who I've not seen in about 5 years. Everybody loves Trudy. Yeah, you should. I wouldn't want to be like a warlock or anything. It seems a bit boring. Yeah, I don't know. You can do some. I think you can do some fun things with being like a wizard or a sorcerer. The spell slots and the stuff does, like, I remember making back. Druid was fun. Like, I think being a druid is quite fun, but like all of the spell slots does get a bit of a hassle. That's the fun thing about being a barbarian, is you're like, what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna run up to this person and I'm gonna hit him with my axe. Then I'm gonna do it another 3 times, and he's gonna get fucked. Monk would be. I think monk is known for being quite good when they're like high level. I think a monk druid multi-class would be quite good, and you could do some interesting things, like fun things character-wise with that.
Anyone who's not into D&D at this point is going to be incredibly bored. Trudy, you missed the point where you missed chat bullying me into swallowing some whole grapes, because this is the Trudy, if you don't know, we've got some white wine and we've got some frozen grapes in there, because I don't know if I've ever told you this before, Trudy, but if you freeze grapes and put them in your wine, you can chill the wine without diluting it, because like ice cubes, when they melt, they turn into water and they dilute the taste of the wine, but grapes don't do that, so you can have some nice chilled out wine without any melted ice. Birdie, you weren't there at the start. There was a lot of bullying. Going on in chat, and frankly, not enough support once the grape got swallowed whole.
I'm gonna change up the music a bit.
Oh, goodbye, Eliza. Thanks for popping in. Hey, got any grapes?
The duck went down to the lemonade stand. Hello, Will, as well. We've got all my real life friends in here. Welcome. Well, you also missed me swallowing a grape whole. I'll do it for you next time I see you. That's right. I could ghost that. It's just that's all my real life friends. That's the only reason why I stream, is just to show off that I do in fact know people offline. Some of whom I've not seen in about 5 years. Well, when was the last time I saw you? Like 2019? That wasn't that long ago. That was only about fucking 3 years ago. Trudy, I will end you.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna get bullied by my real life friends in chat
today.
which is good. It's been a long time since I've
Spoken to you guys, so you can throw whatever you want at me, and I'll just respond with love, and make you feel bad about yourselves. How many folk are here today? What are the? I can't see what the. We have how many people? A whole 26 watching. Doing well. It does need more Benyo.
Everyone needs more Benyo Johannes cock, and I mean that from the depths of my heart.
If there's one person missing today, it's Benyo Johannes cock. We all need a little bit of cock in our lives. How are you two, Trudy and Will? How are you doing? What's led you to the point in your lives that you're watching me stream? Game? Oh, Gamecock. Okay. Jesus. It's been a long time since we were at USC. These are, for context, for the chat, these are William and Trudy are Americans that I met in South Carolina when I studied there at USC. So Gamecocks. 8 years ago now, because we're all getting old and time is wearing away our lives like water on rock. Not to get too dark. Friends from the Great Satan, it is from America KKK. A. Is there anything anyone wants to chat about in chat? Any burning questions or desires that they want to chat about here? Living the damn dream. That's right. Head to the beach. That does sound nice. Doctor Who. Sorry, I forgot about Doctor Who. Yeah, Doctor Who. New Doctor's exciting, isn't it? New Doctor looks good. Yeah, Birdie, I'll be at. We talked about this at the start as well. I'll be around Sophie. Sophie's tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to stop by on Saturday, but on Sunday I'll try and stop by Bad Bunnies as well. Sorry, Kira Chats changed her name. Yeah, we'll be there. I was about to watch other YouTube, and then I saw this. Ha, that's good. That's how we suck you in. Sit down and buy that instrument. Do it. Buy a folk instrument for £250. If I had spare £250, I'd buy fucking musical instruments. 100%. Olives aren't fake. We'll get to Doctor Who again. Olives aren't fake. They're real and they suck. I never said olives were fake. Olives are frighteningly real and they fucking suck. They're fake grapes, but they're real. Anything other than cock content have we not peaked? I feel like we peaked with swallowing the grapes. I thought I was fairly intelligent, but then I saw a guy put frozen grapes in wine. Mind blowing. Don't trust my intellect anymore. That's true. I don't mean to make anyone feel silly. Oh, you did one of the posters, Birdie. That's great. The posters are cool as shit. Yeah, I wouldn't begrudge anyone for not knowing that you can put frozen grapes in wine and it chills the wine without actually diluting it, unlike ice cubes, which does chill the wine, but when it melts, it actually dilutes the wine. Well, listen, that is a shame. Doctor Who, yeah, the new Doctor, very good. I'm genuinely, for the first time in quite a while, excited about Doctor Who. Because I think that both the actor, I think the actor's great. I think the Russell T Davies being back is great.
I think the news and the stills of Tennant and Catherine Tate being back is exciting as fuck as well. All of it just, it's made me excited about Doctor Who again after the mixed bag that was Peter Capaldi's era, the largely bad bag that was Matt Smith's era, and the truly dog shit bag that was Chris Chibnall's era, and Jodie Whittaker. I just feel so bad for Jodie Whittaker. She could have done so much more. But I'm excited about the new Doctor Who. Excited about it again. Never thought I'd be 28 years old and kind of interested in Doctor Who again. I did. I thought I was kind of sad that that I wasn't interested in Doctor Who anymore. But yeah, it's good news. Good news coming out of Doctor Who. I'm excited about it. What do I think about veganism? I mean, I'm vegetarian. I'm not vegan, although I do eat like most of my meals are pretty much vegan. I mean, do it if you want. I don't think. So I think with veganism, when people get in trouble with veganism, is when they start to try and frame the consumption habit as necessarily revolutionary, which it isn't. No consumption habit is going to be under capitalism. But if it's something that's like you don't want to eat animals because you don't want animals to suffer like that, then that's absolutely fair enough. And I obviously, as a vegetarian, fully understand that. When is the revolution? Well, the revolution is when we make it. You just have to get out in your community and do it. The guy who plays Alvin Flange is involved with ADL. Also not in the Broadway cast of Shrek. He was in the workshops. Yeah, it was in like the early workshop, the early sort of bits of Shrek. I did see that, so funny. I don't think there's much that I can say to that can add to what other people have said about that so far. And we will, I think, avoid talking about that on stream right now because there's not much good it can do from here. Yeah, well, print off some pamphlets. I feel like I'd have to go back where I stopped watching and catch up if I wanted to watch again. Nah, Birdie, like, Doctor Who is... One of the good things about Doctor Who is that you can't just jump in, especially with a new Doctor. Especially with it being a new Doctor and a new showrunner, because it'll basically just start again. And hopefully it will be throwing out a lot of the plot lines from Chibnall's era, because they were dog shit, and should not be carried on. Yeah. So you know, you should give it a watch if you can. So yeah, so then I saw that, I was like, oh, what sort of revolution? Oh, Sinan, yes, I get it. Paul Mason, I remember, yeah. The thing about the Matt Smith era, so I've said this, Matt Smith didn't really become the Doctor until his last season with Clara, and I fully believe that. Before that, he was trying way too hard, and it was all the fucking tweed blazer and the bow tie was bad, and it wasn't until his last season with Clara that Matt Smith actually got good as the Doctor. When is the Princess Cut live stream? What's the Princess Cut? Oh, what's that? Is this a joke that I've forgotten about? Yeah. What was I gonna say? I had something in my brain I was gonna say, but I've forgotten about. Cradle will rock thoughts. I don't know what that means. A Christian film? A Christian film. A Christian film. I don't know what. Which one of the Christian films?
I've seen some white vegans being super racist too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty common.
Yeah, Matt Smith. Matt Smith didn't really become the Doctor until Clarence. That's true. I genuinely think most of Matt Smith's era up until that point was bad. Well, the only Christian films I can really think of right now are the God's Not Dead films, which are masterpieces. And did you see that one about the woman who didn't was dating people and was getting upset because they wanted to kiss and hold hands before marriage? I remember that one. A JTD gown montage. Yeah, Birdie, this is worth checking out. Yeah, the silence was bad. The problem with like the silence and a lot of Matt Smith's, I mean, there's the problem with Matt Smith's era, as well as like a lot of fucking Stephen Moffat writing, is it was just so self-conscious, and that, a lot of that stuff, the stuff with like River Song, was just so cloying and self-conscious that it just you kind of felt like you were watching a 13-year-old writing a TV show, because it was just like, ugh, cloying and kind of grim. Like, I think the concept of the silence is a good villain, like a villain that you can't see, you can't remember when you're not looking directly at it, is definitely interesting. Like, that's definitely an interesting thing for a monster. But like the whole overarching thing about the silence being making River Song from Rory and Amy's baby was just bad. That was just bad. It was just not good. Favourite films I've seen this year? Well, first of all, top of that list will be Love on the Leash, which you should watch. It's on YouTube. Watch Love on the Leash. Starring Alvin Flange. Best movie I've seen in a long time. What other movies have I seen this year that have been really good? This year has gone quickly so far. I can't even remember. I mean, what have I seen in the cinema this year? George Belvin, I have not seen that. I mean, things I've seen in the cinema this year, I saw Encanto and that was okay. I didn't think it was as good as a lot of folk were telling me it was. I thought the Batman was pretty good, but with more, it needed changes to make it better. The other things I've seen in the cinema this year is Doctor Strange, which was Coco's definitely better than Encanto, 100%. There's so much of Encanto, a lot of Encanto you can see some of the worst parts of Lin-Manuel Miranda. The Batman needed to be shorter. Cyberquaker. Batman needed to be shorter. It needed an editor, basically, Batman, and not just in making it shorter, but making like some of the themes more, like tying things up in a sort of neater way. And it also had a horrible and sort of gratuitous use of violence against women, which I don't think added anything of value to the movie and was unnecessary. And there's also things like the relationship between Alfred and Bruce Wayne not being fleshed out enough to make me care about
their relationship when Alfred got blown up, and also the fucking cop out when they were like, oh, Bruce Wayne's dad was actually a piece of shit. Actually 10 minutes later, nah, he's fine. See, that was see you later, Will. We all need a grape now and then. Yeah, that was a problem with the way that they sort of copped out of making Batman's dad a wanker. Yeah, none of the relationships are that fleshed out. There was, I think it was large. There was enough detective stuff in there that I was.
You want a grape on? Well, do you want me to fish out?
Do you want me to fish out a grape from the still, from the wine and eat it for you on camera? Is that what our relationship has degenerated into in the past 3 years?
Fuck it. All right. Fucking hell. This is what I do for my friends.
Fucking fingers in wine.
There we go.
There you go, Will. This is what we are now. You happy? I think you're very welcome, Will. Lotus Pier 1, I think that's a little bit unfair. Like, the Batman does do a fair amount of actual detecting. There's a fair amount of like solving questions and solving riddles and ciphers and things. There's a cut, like the stuff where he's told shit is about his dad, which is a bit lame, and I'm unsure about how much of that is maybe like this is like a reverse cult. I feel like some of like that stuff was maybe the director wanted to do it and was told that he couldn't by the studio. I don't know. But it should, like that sort of stuff was definitely much more. Yeah. If you want to keep me eating grapes, then join the Patreon. See you later, Will. I'm not aware of the Doctor Who TTRPG. I think it would. You could get a good D&D campaign out of like a Gallifrey setting, I think, or like a Doctor Who setting. There's enough like cast of aliens and characters that you could do something interesting there. I went to the Doctor Who immersive thing in London with my mum and my sister a while back, and that was really fun. I feel like you could do like a bunch of the cast of characters there. Like you could get like whole historical characters as well as like aliens and stuff. Could be interesting. Maybe a different. Yeah, you're maybe right. Maybe you need a different system. The only TTRPG I've ever played is a D&D. So I don't really know any other systems. And since I'm a huge fan of like Dimension 20, that would be if I stay in the content creating sphere for a while yet, that would be like the ideal sort of high point of my career would end with doing like a short a short series of D20. Just need to get really big and leverage. This is the only reason I'm doing this, is to leverage some degree of fame to get on Dimension 20. So that's what you got to get people to follow me. Tag me in Brennan Lee Mulligan posts. That's all I ask. I want to do a Firefly style TTRPG campaign for a while. That'd be good. Do Firefly but make it good. Ooh. contentious. Although I do agree. There was Sarah, what's her name? It's terrible, I've forgotten her name. Who did that video on debate and does like the big deep dives into geek culture. In her last video she was talking about Firefly. And how I think she's correct that maybe if it had gone on, it would probably be less. Sarah said, that's it. Sarah said, thank you everyone. If it had gone on, then it wouldn't have been as revered as it is these days, and I think that's probably true. As much as I do enjoy as much as I do enjoy Firefly, there is enough weirdness in there to like give you like maybe this wouldn't have been as good as everyone hoped it would be. And I do love Firefly, I really do. That's a thing, isn't it? Like, people, when you recommend the show all the time, you're like, I'm not gonna watch that shit, everyone's telling me to watch it. I do still think Firefly is good though. Alright, I'm gonna change up the music. Give me a music suggestion and we'll change it up. It shouldn't be as revered as it is these days since it's kind of a mediocre show, but that's the extent it's not right just there. I mean, I don't think it's mediocre. I think it's slightly derivative. And the things that it does, Cowboy Bebop does better. So I'm not saying how things can be revered or not. I don't think there's any normative dimension to that. But I do see the argument that the reason it is so revered is because it was cancelled. Yeah, the theme song does go. And you know, it had the movie as well. The movie was alright. I've never seen Farscape. Western inspired. That's interesting. Let's try something Western inspired. Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck that.
Trying to modulate timing with a metronome? Difficult. Okay. Don't think we can hang about on this for too long because I think it might get grating. But that's quite fun, right? Not really feeling that either, but we're gonna get one more. Gonna get one more sort of. Gonna get something good, and then I'm gonna get some more grapes for the wine.
cat yet. I might get. I'll maybe bring the cat in next time I get in some. I'll have to get some more frozen grapes in a second. I also kind of need to go to the toilet, so I'll bring the cat in then. A lot of cool people seem to have fun on Twitter. I respect the hustle a ton. My Twitter I used to be more aggro on Twitter. These days it's just jokes and fun. Going to do a video about why Twitter is the best multiplayer video game of all time.
Nice. Alright. I'll be back with some more frozen grapes and a cat.
Yeah, he shouldn't be letting me do this. He likes eating the headphones. That's the thing.
he's an absolute. He's a strange little animal. Like cats. I've never known a cat to just let you do that shit to them. He's so chill. He's no danger in his life, so he just lets you pick him up and like. He's absolutely adorable. He's punched my face once, Sinan. He punches your face if you try to like get him out of the room. But generally, just like he doesn't actually like scratch you if you're annoyed. He scratches you like if he thinks that you're playing with him. He's just a little baby. His breath smells like ass. Oh boy. I don't know how your breath smells so bad, boy. Alright. That's enough. Say bye to your fans. He's saying bye. Oh, he's licking my face now. God, your breath smells. Oh. Let go of that. Oh boy. There you go, dancing cat for y'all. A little grey fucking goblin. We've run out of green grapes, by the way, so we're now on purple grapes for frozen grapes. If anyone doesn't know, if you freeze grapes and put them in your wine, you can actually chill out the wine without diluting it in any significant way. So that's the benefit of using frozen grapes over ice cubes. This is the last of the wine. We'll have this wine, and I think we'll end. Yeah, chat. I'm gonna keep telling you that shit over and over again. This is the last wine, though. I think we'll have this glass, and I think we'll have a nice glass of whiskey. That'll be the end of it. I'm gonna get some more fucking classic funk on the go.
What's going on in chat now? Woke up from a dream where Brennan Lee Mulligan was my DM and the world was a darker place for having woke up realising it's impossibility, man. Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? It would be incredible. Like, he's just... I've listened to a lot of I never got into Critical Role. Like, I tried a few times to start from the beginning. I've never gotten into it. But Dimension 20, so easy. It's like, it's so engaging, and Brennan is so good that I got into it immediately. Yeah, that's the dream. Sorry, Sam, what was that? You've been drinking Mountain Dew syrup. What? Sorry, I'm gonna have trouble. Ivy, I am noting that. I might try and start with season 2. But I am thinking about Sinan drinking straight soda syrup right now. Favorite Dimension 20 season? I really like The Unsleeping City, both season 1 and season 2. At the end of season 2, I have a thing where one of the cast members said the same thing. I think it was Lou Wilson, was like, when I have a thing like when a community comes together and like to overcome some bad guy, that affects me in a way, and that happens at the end of The Unsleeping City, the second season of The Unsleeping City, and I was like, this is so good. I did have the problem of being like one of their, because I think it happened during the start of the pandemic, so they were all they were all digital and they used Roll20, which isn't as good as when they're all in there in the room themselves. But I really like The Unsleeping City. I really liked I think the single best moment of any Dimension 20 campaign was a Marxist analysis. I mean, to be fair, a Marxist analysis of any Dimension 20 campaign is going to be pretty easy because Brendan Lee Mulligan is obviously a fucking socialist, given given everything he does. Yeah, the last campaign, there's several moments in like the Starstruck campaign that are just some of the single like best moments of any Dimension 20, and just like how fucking wild they are and how like the cast fuck with Brennan, which is incredibly fun. So I really like. I think Starstruck gets off to like a slow start where they're all trying to figure things out. But yeah, there's some moments in there that are really good. I'd like to do some more like sci-fi, D&D or TTRPG stuff, because I think that'd be fun. Someone said something earlier up that was quite interesting. What was it? Oh, I really like Game Changer. Game Changer is really funny. So I'm glad. I'm glad that they're doing more Game Changer. Bud Cubby, yeah. Yeah, I saw George Spell. I saw some of that. That she was involved with that, and that or wrote that, and that's unsurprising that he's from Brendan Lee Mulligan's from a family that has produced world building sci-fi. I think he like went to university at like 16 or something. He's quite a guy. I'm actually if I'm like, I don't watch it for fun. Like I'll watch it like in the background of stuff. and I enjoy some of it. It's not as good as Game Changer. Game Changer's really good. I've never read the comics. I'm not much of a comic reader. I've not read many comics. So no. Yeah, I don't watch like much TV or films these days. It's just genuinely just like fucking D&D fucking campaigns. I don't know. Is anyone like keeping up with the Adventure Zone? Anyone in chat keep up with that? I've been keeping. I binged recently. On like runs and on trains up to Scotland. I binged on the Adventure Zone, and it's starting to like it was okay. It wasn't as bad as some of the other series. Adventure Zone will always have a place for me because like that first arc is just great. It is just that first balance arc is really fucking good. I have the same relationship with him actually. Yeah. Naomi Lawrence, sounds like you have a similar reaction to Murder She Wrote as my dad has with Columbo. Taz Amnesty is pretty good. I think Amnesty is pretty good. But the fucking what's his name? Travis's series was just terrible. Absolutely, it was just terrible, and it has taken a long time for what Ethersea to become in any way interesting. But it seems like they've gotten into a graduation. Yeah, that was awful. They've gotten into some flow, which is fun to listen to. It's nowhere near as good as fucking as Amnesty. Never mind Balance, which Balance is fucking great. Yeah, Travis. I mean, yeah, that's Travis. You've got to deal with Travis. You got. If you can't handle me at my Travis, you don't deserve me at my Clint. That's all I'll say about Amnesty. Balance is great. And Balance is the first D&D thing I ever listened to, and it will always have a place for me because it's just great. Like, ironically, not ironically, coincidentally or pleasingly, they got the balance of like heart and comedy and drama all right with Balance. It just worked out well. And it seems like they're getting somewhere similar there. The fun thing about Ethersea is it's just them playing. Like they've not got like a story worked out. Like yeah, Justin's great as well. Yeah. Yeah, and Justin continues to be great in Ethersea. The good thing about that is that it's just them playing, so they're not worried about like crafting this specific story that Griffin's trying to make. They're actually just playing, which is different but quite fun. Oh, Sinan, a regular D&D stream would be good, but I imagine it would be so much hard work. I would never want to be a DM. The amount of work that it would take is just outrageous. Is there a amount of Ethersea you think you can skip? The playing is definitely better than following Griffin's story, but if I remember correctly, the first like six episodes are so slow. I mean, to be honest, you could probably just start it at the newest episode and pick up what's going on, because like nothing nothing is like, they're not doing it in a way that there is one overarching story. It's just a world that lots of things can happen, which is similar to what they did with Starstruck in that way. That there's lots of different ways that they can go into it. It's less tight and it's a bit, but it's fun enough. And it seems like now they're getting into their stride with it, which is quite fun. So if you were to get into it, I just suggest the newest episodes. And they're doing it weekly now, which is good, so you just like throw yourself in. Aye, Ned Chicane was very good. I think Amnesty is a really good series. But it's still, I think if the Adventure Zone had started with Amnesty and didn't have Balance to compare it to, it would be remembered much more favourably. Yeah, the McElroys are. I will defend the McElroys to some extent. Still, I think they're still good. They're still funny. And Balance is great. I mean, Balance didn't feel like a TTRPG. Balance felt like a radio play, which is fine for what it is, and it's like good listening. But it's not. It doesn't feel like a TTRPG game. It's not. It wasn't D&D, but it's not good it's not good TTRPG. It's like a decent radio play, and even Balance is still. They could have done a radio play, but that, they did what they did, and it was decent enough. Yeah, I mean, I love the parts of DMing where I'm reshuffling notes and get to just listen to my PC's roleplay, no prompts and their characters' egos just being fleshed out. John, do you have any advice for someone who, for instance, I don't. Sorry, Naomi. I think that the end of your comment got cut off there. Wants to chill their wine, but without. Where's this going? I'm not sure. Will I have any advice for this? I mean, before I get to Naomi's comment, I'll try and figure out what they're trying to say. I love the parts of DMing where I'm reshuffling notes and get to just listen to my PC's roleplay, no prompts. That's absolutely my favourite part of playing as well, where you get to just like riff with the other folk in your party, and you're not necessarily fights are fine and they're fun, and you get the highs of like rolling a good dice or the lows of rolling a nat 1, but the funnest parts of D&D are when you're just like in a place and you're with your party, and you like the best moment of my campaign that I'm in with like We're in Hell and Chill Goblin and that is when Sam just walked up and was like, hey, we're gonna do a cage match with these people, let's do a wrestling match. And our DM was just like, okay, these people are supposedly way above your level and you will be killed. And Sam's just like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it, we'll do a cage match. I will say, John, violence is optional in tomorrow's stream, so you're going to be having a fun time. Oh, Sinan, my character is going to do some dumb shit. It's not... I'm relishing the opportunity to be an absolute prick on, long form improv. I'm going to be relishing the chance to be a long form prick. Let's go back to what Naomi was saying. John, do you have any advice for someone, for instance, wants to chill their wine, but without watering it down? Well, So what I've found these days is if you put frozen grapes, not just cold, you can't put them in the fridge, you got to put them in the freezer. Frozen grapes in your wine, you can chill the wine, and it doesn't dilute it, not like an ice cube. It chills it, and you don't have to dilute that wine at all. Advice from me to you. Let's make some more music. Freezing them doesn't burst their skin, they're fine. Frozen rocks from the nearest creek will do, but they're not. The cold rocks from the nearest creek will do, but they're not frozen.
Alright.
Catch you later, Sinan. Aiden, that kind of talk will get you banned from this channel. Okay? If we're clear. If you put frozen grapes in wine, it cools the wine without diluting it. So we're all clear. Right. I will... Oh, magic. Grapes are magic. Yeah, grapes are magic. They can cool down your wine without diluting it. There's never a bad time to talk about Dimension 20, that's true. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to get a glass for my final drink of the night for a wee glass of whiskey. drink. Final drink of the night. With no grapes in this because it's a nice whiskey. Got a wee Lefroy to end it on.
Plasma is the most abundant form of ordinary matter in the universe. What? That's mad. It's either plasma or apricot. The two most abundant substances in the universe.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice. See you later.
Birdie. That's nice to have Birdie in chat. How are we all doing? This is a good track to end on, I think. This is some nice chill shit to end on.
What's the chat? What's chat been on about? Grapes and Dimension 20. The two loves of my life.
What kind of whiskey? It's Lafroig. It's the good thing about going home house sitting is that both my brothers had to buy me birthday presents since I was there, and plasma, grapes and plasma. And one of them got me Lafroig, the other one got me Talisker. Both are so good. I have Lafroig, L-A-P-H-O R-O-I-G-H, I believe. Really smoky whiskey. LaCroix whiskey, that's right. Grapes don't dilute your plasma. It's LaCroix now, I'll inform them. Plasma is a fun word.
What's my favourite fruit?
I like an orange. I do like an orange. If I'm gonna buy a fruit, it will be an orange. Oh man, fizzy whiskey, that could be bad. Short shorts better than big. Short shorts are worse than big baggy pants. Okay. You know, I do like grapes, but if I'm gonna buy a fruit, it won't be grapes unless I'm trying to dilute my wine. Not dilute my wine. Excuse me. If I'm trying to cool down my wine without diluting it, I might buy some grapes because you can freeze them. I don't know if any of you know about this. If you freeze grapes, you can use them to cool down your wine. It'll cool down the wine and it won't dilute it, despite what some heretics in chat might say. Pears, you know, I've always liked the taste of pears, but the texture, I've never liked the texture of pears. I'm pronouncing mango strangely. Mango is another one, but the texture of mango I've never quite liked. I like the taste, but I mean, I'd rather go for a crispy one than a soft one for sure.
Lagavulin is the bee's knees. Lagavulin is like a powerful racehorse gently eating an apple from the outstretched arm of a baby.
I mean, I like a Talisker and a Lafroig over a Lagavulin, if I'm going to be honest.
Have we all had fun on stream today?
How many folk are we here today on stream? A solid 25. We've got a wee gang at 25 on stream. That's nice. Dropping their peat levels, that is something that's gonna make me stop drinking your whiskey, because the peat is where I want that shit peaty. Give me that peaty shit. I'll drink down that peaty shit like nobody's business. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but I will. I love that peaty shit. Eating frozen grapes for a snack. Oh, that's nice. It can cool down your insides better than without diluting them like an ice cube would. What are folks looking forward to in the coming days? What's everyone's plans for the coming days? Obviously, over the weekend, you got to pop into the Red Planet stream for trans kids at some point. Long time, weird time being called Pete. Pete, you gotta love some Pete. I do love some Pete shit. Who is Pete and should be jealous? If anyone wants to, a funny story about Pete. So my great granddad Robbie, who looks spookily like my brother Robbie, in the Shetland Islands there's lots of peat about. It's basically the whole island is made of peat. And oh, Annie Olsen, you got a choir concert. That's cool. Good luck with that. And a birthday party on Saturday. That's good. That getting trashed and looking hot. What more can you ask for? Yeah. So my great granddad digging out plugs of peat in the Shetland Islands, and one of their mates was not the sharpest tool in the shed, and he needed to go for a shit. And because there's no trees in Shetland, or at least there wasn't at that time, the only place that he could do this shit was behind a big rock. And so he went behind this big rock and did his business. And my great granddad snuck up on the other side of the rock and caught the shit and took it like on his spade and took it away. And then him and his friends watched as this guy started looking around for the dump he'd just done on the peaty ground, and he couldn't find it. And he came back and was like, "Hey lads, I just yeah, it was fine." And my great granddad was like, "You seem a bit lost. I lost there, mate. Any problem?" He was like, no, it's fine. It's just no, it's nothing." And they never told him what had happened, but they sometimes brought it up that he looked weird, and this guy must have thought like his turd had gotten up and run away or something, which I think is a fantastic prank. Fun pranks. Drinking pineapple juice and doing nothing sounds good. Yeah, I mean that is my great granddad Robbie. He was quite a character. He could blow smoke out of his ears because he had perforated eardrums. He refused to go whaling in South Georgia with the rest of the folk from the village. Am I suggesting my brother is the reanimated great grandfather preserved as Peatbog? I'm not suggesting that, but if it were to be true, no one would be surprised. Genuinely, we saw a photograph of him once, and it was wild how similar he looks to my brother. Yeah, out of his ears, perforated eardrums. He could blow smoke out of his ears. One time they were digging coal out of a boat in Lerwick Harbour, and everyone in the blowing smoke out. My mum talks about it still, about how amazing it was. When they were younger, they were like digging coal out of some boat, and he volunteered for it even though it was a shit job, just because he'd gotten a hold of some rancid like stink bombs, and he threw them in and then locked everyone in this fucking coal cellar in this boat for a while and just sat on top laughing his head off for a while. He was a bit of a character, I think. Some of his maybe less wholesome aspects was that he did have a whole second-ass family that my mum didn't find out about until she was like 17, and saw a guy dancing in the local like ballroom who looked just like her dad, her granddad, and like mentioned it to my granny, and my granny was like, "Oh yeah, that's your granddad's second family." Fucking island life, man. Weird. He did refuse to go whaling in South Georgia, which is what a lot of folk in his generation did, which I can respect. Interesting side of the family. That's probably the most scandalous thing on my mum's side of the family. My dad's is a different story. This whiskey is so nice. Part of me worries about like a party trick. I don't really have any party tricks. I can dislocate my thumbs, like that. I used to be able to put my legs behind my head. Can't anymore, and I won't do that with these shorts on today. One time when I was in school, I freaked out one of my friends by like I can do this on command, and I pretended that like I'd broken my wrist by like clicking at the same time as going like this, and I was like, oh look, check this out, and I was like, ah, and I pretended I'd hurt myself and just like did that, and she started crying, which is quite fun. My ex found out he had a bonus sibling as an adult. Wow. It's mad that shit you find out, isn't it? Like, a whole other side of the family. Like, imagine finding out your granddad had a whole other family. At the age of 7, a kid told my mum he played at her dad's house with her step-sibling she didn't even know that she had. But like she said, he'd already divorced my grandma. Look, I don't have many party tricks, I'm sorry. The closest I guess would be catching grapes in my mouth. I was an IVF baby from sperm and egg donor, so I found out I technically have at least 8 siblings I just found out about. Wow. This was the Grape Street. Oh, I can juggle. I can juggle, and I can do the odd magic trick. I don't know why I thought of dislocating my thumb before I thought of being able to juggle or do the odd magic trick. But yeah, I can do that. I guess I just don't do tricks when I'm at parties. I just talk to people and drink. My dad never had any. My dad had scandal in his family. His sister left the country at 16 because she met a guy and got pregnant. I can't do a magic trick on stream. It wouldn't work. And there's nothing to juggle around here, and I can't be bothered moving. Another time. Dancing with the cat is a skill. Alright, we're reaching the end of this drink, so we'll do this as a last call for questions or topics to chat about before we end. Last call, folks. Imagine me whistling like I'm a train conductor. What software do I use? So I used to, in the yeah. Thanks for the good company. It's been a good stream. I appreciate all of you. You're all lovely. What I used to use for the album that is up on Bandcamp, I used Ableton. But since I got a new laptop, I haven't got the cracked Ableton anymore. So I have Reaper, but I've not had a chance to use it yet, and I don't use software anymore for music. I would like to get back into making music again. I just like making tracks. I might collate a bunch of songs from streams and stuff into a Bandcamp sort of album and offer that up for sale, or for like folk on Patreon might get that for free. Yeah, so I just use loop pedals at this point. So I've got no software I'm really good with. I used to use, the first time I started recording music myself, I used Audacity, and that was fucking hellish. I had like, because I would lay down with a metronome, I'd lay down like a bass guide track, and then because Audacity is bad, I'd lay down a drum track myself. I had an electric kit, and I'd lay down the drum track, and it would take so long, because you fuck up on Audacity, you've got to go back, you've got to clip, you've got to start it again. It takes so long. I made a bunch of tracks using Audacity, and then eventually used Ableton, and it was a revelation for how much easier it was. But I should start using Reaper and try and find some time to actually make music. What am I looking forward to? Well, one thing I'm looking forward to is, so I've got a few things. This summer I've got an old friend of mine, a person who's basically like a sister to me, is getting married in July, and that's going to be really fun. It's going to be a big family affair. Getting the kilt sorted in a few weeks for that, and then in August I'm going to see Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels with my old flatmate in Edinburgh, and my brother as well. That's going to be really fun. And then in September is The World Transformed, hoping to be up in Liverpool for that. So I've got those are like the big things I'm looking forward to. What do I think the sun tastes like? Yellow. Yeah, Audacity is hellish. It's hellish. Alright. Whiskey done. Yeah, it's gonna be a good summer. I'm looking forward to summer. I mean, I'm hoping, one big thing I'm looking forward to, I'm hoping to get like a draft of the fucking PhD done by September. And that's a big thing. And then it's going to be looking for jobs. I'm going to be job searching from June. Because I can't survive on what we currently have. And like the current income from YouTube. And it's going to be whether or not I can find academic jobs, and if not, maybe just find some temp admin work to try and see me through. I'm not looking forward to that. I am looking forward to finishing a draft of the PhD. That's gonna feel good. 3 years of work produced is gonna feel nice. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight for one of our patented nonsense streams where we talk about fuck all and I have fun making some music. I hope we all learned something about grapes tonight. That's all I wanted. But we learned a little bit about grapes. And we meet some of my friends I've not seen in several years. Yeah, fucking
I very much need that job.
Let this forever be known as the Grape stream. As it's gonna get warmer, we're gonna be doing more of these Grape streams, by the way. Cheers, everyone. I'm just gonna I'll shove the music on and I'll switch off but leave the music for playing for just a little while, just so everyone can enjoy some chill vibes. See you later.